What is going on in Phoenix? That's the question that everybody should be asking right now. What is going on in Phoenix? With a lot of trade rumors and a lot of stuff happening in this playoffs, traded for Kevin Durant. Their owner last year. I forgot the old owner's name, but the old owner last year made some racist comments about players. Called them monkeys, called them all these other things, called them animals, compared them to animals. Had these racist comments come out about him, from having the owner needing to sell the team, to Matt Ishbia coming over in his first week, getting Kevin Durant via trade at the trade deadline, to getting bounced second round, to Deandre Ayton playing like one of the best centers in the league and being super young a few years ago in the finals and the playoffs, to looking like a washed up version of Marquise Chris. What is going on in Phoenix? And that's what I'm here to explain a little bit. I can't explain all of it, but I'm here to talk about it. Basically, what is going on in Phoenix? They're not good. They have no depth. They got bounced second round this year. Yes, they have some stars. They got Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. That's basically all they got. Chris Paul is aging. He's not as good as he was a few years ago anymore, and when they made it to the finals. So they are just kind of in a hole. It kind of feels like you could say. So I'm actually here. I saw something on Twitter for a couple minutes ago that was talking about Deandre Ayton to Mavericks, or could be linked to Dallas and trade for Tim Hardaway Jr., all these people. So I kind of looked it up right here, and I am now right here on a website that explains a few trades. We got 4 trades, and if, I might look at some more. The headline is Deandre Ayton seems to leave the Suns. It seems set to leave the Suns. Will Chris Paul also be out? Good question. Who knows? But here is the trade one. Here's the first trade that they bring up here. And also, I just want to say that if I'm Phoenix, I kind of hate that I re-signed Deandre Ayton. Yes, you had no other options when he signed that deal with Indiana. I don't think Indiana wanted to get rid of Miles Turner there, but it kind of sucks that they had to re-sign Deandre Ayton when he clearly wanted to leave. He signed a bag and he wanted to go out somewhere else, clearly, and they had to bring him back because they had no other option. First off, so trade one. If you guys don't know anything about me, I'm a big Bulls fan, diehard Bulls fan. This one. Suns get DeMar DeRozan. Bulls get Deandre Ayton in a 26 first-round swap. That does not... That... What? What? This doesn't make any sense. Okay, first off, let's just go over this from an overall standpoint. No biases. DeMar DeRozan in Phoenix, yes, would be great. But also, that's another mid-range scorer. The reason why the Suns got bounced in the second round against Denver this year is because of the mid-range scoring. At the end of the day, threes are better than twos. Even if you're scoring twos at a great clip, and the other team's hitting a little less threes, but threes are still more than twos at the end of the day. So you can hit mid-range all you want. If the other team's hitting threes, you're not going to win. That's why Phoenix lost in the second round. Also, so adding DeMar DeRozan to that wouldn't make a whole lot of sense when the whole idea behind your two people are mid-range scoring, KD and Booker. You want to get shooting around that. DeMar DeRozan is another mid-range scorer that is great. Don't get me wrong. Bleacher Report had him as the worst signing a few years ago, and then after the year, they're like, you know what? We'll give him an A+ because he played his absolute ass off. Great season. I love DeMar. In Chicago, I love him in general. I've always loved his game. I thought he's had a great game whenever he's in Toronto and even in San Antonio. I've always loved his game. But putting him onto this Phoenix team, unless they got knockdown shooters around them, this doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Also, Bulls are getting Deandre Ayton a 26 first-round swap. How does that benefit us? Getting rid of our second-best player, in my opinion. Our second-best player, someone who is great in the mid-range, someone who can score the ball at will over anybody. All we're going to get is Deandre Ayton, someone who doesn't want to play basketball, it seems like, in a 26 first-round swap. That doesn't make sense. And then here it goes into detail. Phoenix would probably like to get Alex Caruso in this deal as well. But we're not going to even give up DeMar. If we're going player for player, it's not going to be DeMar for Ayton. It's going to be like Vooch for Ayton, if that. You know what I'm saying? But Vooch might have better value right now than Ayton too. Second trade, Suns get Buddy Hield, Chris Duarte. Pacers get Ayton and a 26 first-round swap. That's interesting, actually. This is pretty interesting. If you're the Suns, you might say y'all can keep Chris Duarte. We want Miles Turner because I don't know if the Pacers want to give Chris Duarte, someone who's still pretty young, second, third year in the I think he's coming up on his third year in the league, um, who's had promise. I don't know if you want to get rid of him, but you want to get rid of Buddy Hield's contract 100% if you're Indiana did this offseason. But Miles Turner, I would try to get Miles Turner instead of Chris Duarte. Just because having two bigs, Deandre Ayton and Miles Turner, even though Turner can spread the floor for Indiana, I don't like the idea of having them two play on the floor at the same time between Ayton and Turner. And then it goes on right here. It says, despite their loaded front court and Miles Turner being inked into a deal might cause some second thoughts. Yep. Okay, cool. Trade 3. This one does not involve Ayton, but this is Suns get Norman Powell and Nicholas Batum. Clippers get CP3 back. I've actually seen this on Twitter a few times. Some NBA articles, some insiders kind of linked CP3 back to the Clippers, which I think his family still lives in LA. CP3 does when his kids are in school, so that might make sense why he might want to go back. But I don't know if he'd be going back with this roster because that doesn't make sense from a Clippers standpoint. So from a Clippers standpoint, you're going to get rid of Norman Powell, who was healthy majority of the season, who played really well all year. Nicholas Batum's kind of a bum right now. He's kind of washed, it feels like, so, whatever. But Powell played really well. He had a good season off the bench and starting half of it because of PG and Kawhi being out a lot of the time. So someone who, and Chris Paul, who also gets hurt a lot, who is very up and down when it comes to his health. You want to throw him onto CP3 onto Paul George and Kawhi. That doesn't really make sense from a Clipper standpoint, if you ask me. So neither team has draft capital to deal. So for now, we'll keep this between players. The Clippers have several combinations of wing players they can offer in exchange for a reunion with Paul. But like I said, his health makes it very, very bad next to CP3. I'm sorry, next to PG and Kawhi. I like Russ in LA instead of Chris Paul, to be honest. This is the last trade on the article. Suns get James Harden, PJ Tucker, and Furkan Korkmaz. So this is the insider rumor that I also saw was that James Harden might want to try to get out to Phoenix again and link up with KD again and book. So this is that trade. It's James Harden, PJ, and Korkmaz. The Sixers get CP3, DeAndre Ayton, a 2024 first round swap, and a 26 first round swap. I don't know. That one's tough. Because when you have a player like Joel Embiid, the last thing you want to do is pair him up next to another kind of a ball dominant center who needs the ball in the post as an Aiden. Yes, Embiid can spread the floor, so it'd be a little bit easier for that. But you want to run everything through Joel Embiid, and you see DeAndre Ayton already unhappy in Phoenix not getting the ball after they got Kevin Durant. So it's like, why would you do that in Philly? Especially after firing Doc Rivers. Like, I think you have more problems to worry about, honestly, than James Harden right now. Yes, James Harden probably will leave. That's a given. They just try to make a run at it this year. Everyone kind of knew that he was out after this year. He's probably going back to Houston, which would be wild. They just got Ime. They might get Scoot. I think they have the second pick. They might get Scoot, something like that. So yeah, that'd be pretty cool. But I don't like this. Maybe if it was CP3 in Philly, I like, but not Aiden. I don't think it works next to Joel Embiid. Okay, this is a different article. This says five trade packages that would work for Suns, DeAndre Ayton. This is the Mavs one of the Mavs ones. So it's Suns get Josh Green, Reggie Bullock, and a 25 first round pick, top 8 protected, and the Mavs get DeAndre Ayton. Okay, I've been saying this about the Mavericks all along. I think the Mavericks need to get a center. I thought that they should have got Rudy Gobert when he was on the market, but obviously his price was super high. The Dallas cannot afford that at all. But I always said you want to get a good defensive center, a center who can play defensive score on the low block next to Luka. I think that complements him perfectly. I said that they should have got Rudy Gobert. I even said they should have tried to get Nikola Vucevic if they had the chance because I think that's what Luka needs next to him. So I think DeAndre Ayton in Dallas would be pretty solid. I think it could be, but you're not getting anything back if you're the Suns. You're getting Josh Green and Reggie Bullock and a 25 first round pick. No, like if you're the Suns, I'm saying no. I'm like, no. Like, you have to give us back Tim Hardaway Jr. or something, like starting there. Like that doesn't make sense. This is the Bulls one. Bulls get DeAndre Ayton. Suns get Patrick Williams, Alex Caruso, Derrick Jones Jr., Dalen Terry, 27 first round pick, top 10 protected. Okay. I like the basis of this, but I'm taking out Pat and Alex Caruso. First off, Pat is gonna have a phenomenal offseason. I feel like he's gonna progress a lot. Also, I do not like Dalen Terry. I understand the point of this. They're trying to keep Vooch, but at the end of the day, if we're getting Aiden, we're getting rid of Vooch. Like we're not keeping both. Both need to be in the post. Both can't really shoot that well. Vooch shot all right from the 3-point line this season, not great. It's the same with Aiden. Aiden can hit mid ranges, so can Vooch, but they're pretty much the same player. Just Deandre Ayton is younger and can play better defense around the rim. So if I'm this, I'm taking out AC and Pat, and I'm gonna go Vooch. I'm taking out Dalen Terry too. If I have to throw one of those three in there, I'll probably throw Caruso in there just because Dalen Terry is so much younger, and Pat is too. I don't like throwing Pat into any trades yet. Maybe wait 2 or 3 more years, but that's just me. I'll wait a couple more seasons on Pat. Dalen Terry's probably be in his second year. Don't get rid of him. Don't get rid of him yet. So yeah, Lonzo's not expected to be back next year. We have to get off of him too. That's a whole different story though. So I don't know if about this one. Maybe throw in Vooch. Derrick Jones Jr. is fine. Vooch, Derrick Jones Jr. Who else can we throw in? I don't know, but I wouldn't do that. That doesn't make sense from a Bull standpoint. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Hornets get DeAndre Ayton and Chris Paul. So DeAndre Ayton, Hornets, Chris Paul in Charlotte. Suns get Terry Rozier, Gordon Hayward, Cody Martin, and a 26th first-round pick. I like a lot of protected. I like this. Actually, I think this is a good get back for Phoenix. You're getting rid of CP3, getting off his crazy, insane contract. Same with DeAndre Ayton's. Terry Rozier, who has been pretty solid in Charlotte the past few years, you're probably going to put him into that starting point guard role next to Book. Gordon Hayward, who can start at 3 or 4. You come off your bench, who was pretty solid as well the last couple seasons. Cody Martin, who's a good defender. I actually don't mind this if you're Phoenix. I don't mind this at all. That's actually a decent trade. Maybe if you're Phoenix, you would try to get another pick. That's maybe unprotected, and that's kind of like earlier, but honestly, not bad. DeAndre Ayton to the Blazers. Suns get Yusuf Nurkic, Kevin Knox, Nasir Little on 26. Honestly, if I'm sending DeAndre Ayton to the Blazers, I'm getting 3rd round pick, 100%. I'm getting 3rd round pick this year. I'm gonna say screw everything else. We'll start at the 3rd pick. What do you want after that? If I'm Phoenix, honestly, Yusuf Nurkic is pretty good, but from a Suns standpoint, this doesn't really make sense at all. To be honest, again, Spurs get DeAndre Ayton. This doesn't make sense because this is before the NBA draft, the lottery, so it's fine. So Spurs get DeAndre Ayton, Suns get Zach. Yeah, that doesn't make sense at all either. So yeah, that was kind of this, and I realized I wasn't showing my screen at all this whole time, so I'm sorry about that, guys. But I just want to come on here, kind of go over a few trades that I thought would be kind of cool. And yeah, guys, I hope you guys had a great day. Stay safe out there, and subscribe if you're new. A lot of NBA content coming soon. And yeah, guys, let's enjoy some basketball. Let's watch 2 hours Miami and Game 3 of Miami Boston. Let's also have fun with the LA Denver series. That's at 3-0 right now at the time of recording this. So yeah, guys, have a good day and enjoy basketball.